Okay guys, I'm going to get right to the point. I'm just going to tell you what to pay attention to. As you saw in the title and the thumbnail, everything is screaming to get the hell out of Bitcoin. However, just going by the charts, it is possible we can push up higher. So I'm just going to give you the levels to pay attention to. I'm going to give you a more in-depth analysis. I'm going to bring out some charts I haven't brought out in a while. But before we do this, look guys, I get an average of 10,000 views. Let's say on average a little less, a little more. Like 400 or 500 likes. I never ask you guys to like, never ask you guys to subscribe. I guess if you don't ask, they won't. So if you want to have more videos put up more frequently and not just one video every couple weeks, then hit the damn like button, all right? Give me over 1,000 likes, maybe I'll put some videos up more frequently. But again, if you don't show your support for me, then it makes me think you're not really interested, and that's less incentive for me to make videos. So if you want to press the like button, guys, I would appreciate it. So let's jump into this. I can tell you right now, we're teetering on a very key support level. If this support level breaks, I think we're going much lower. And I've been talking about this for quite a while. We're still holding above it. In Discord, and this was in my last video, I said going by the ring on the daily and the weekly, by previous rings, to go long. All right, this was when we were right here around. I already told everyone to go long when we hit the ring. But this was down around 68K, all right? And we pushed up to, all the way up to almost 72,000, close to it. So that was a pretty good long. And also in this, actually in Discord, now I could have made a video about this. They were writing up this, and this could possibly become support, push back up, which is exactly how it played out. So if I had to make a guess where the next daily candle opened in less than 10 hours, this is what I was saying. Watch where the next candle opens. My guess was we'd come down, we'd hold support, and we'd come up and we would test this resistance. Actually, what happened is we tested this as support just like predicted. We tested resistance one more time, and then we dropped. And then I told everybody, I said, pay attention. You see right here, we pushed up, we got rejected. See, price came down and did this. Let me get my brush tool here. So we came down, we dropped, we pushed back up, we did this, we got rejected, and then we came back down. And this is the level I said to pay attention to. And you can see that in Discord. It said take note price labels that are purple. Like it's important. It's being a little silly here, but basically saying, look, we got rejected at 71K. We got rejected right here. This Confluence, guys, this is how I create the charts right here. The red line shows a lot of resistance. We got a little scan wick above. We hit this support flip dash resistance right to the tick. So that meant to go short. I said pay attention to the purple price labels. You can see it right down here. That will be your most key support level. And we came down, and that was your point too long, and this is your point to stay long above. And again, let me just make this very clear. As long as we are above 69K, I'm going to stay bullish. When we start getting daily opens below 69K, I'm sorry, but it's time to flip bearish. Now again, I'm going to cover some other charts in more detail, because a lot of these charts are showing that, a certain area is a lot of damn resistance, and I'm going to cover Nvidia near the end of this one as well. And guys, if you want to get into leverage trading, if you're already not doing leverage trading, or if you want to switch over to another one, the three exchanges I use and trust are CoinCatch, BingX, and BitGet. All right, CoinCatch is no KYC. If you're in the States, great option for you. Some states don't need a VPN. BingX, up to 150 times leverage. All three of those exchanges, if you want to sign up, the link's pinned in the first comment and in the description. If you want to learn how to trade on BitGet, once you trade on one, you can trade on them all. They're pretty much all the same. This teaches you how to open a long, set a stop loss, dust your stop loss, how to open a short, trigger orders, all that. From this video now if you want to check it out. Okay, so let's move on. So again, as I said, right now, and that's why I made these purple, because they were in Confluence on two different charts, right? We came down, this is your point to stay long above. We get a scan wick below, and we push back up. You can see that next wick was to the tick right here, 68,687, right? So that's why I said stay long above that point, and that was right in Confluence. You got the center Bollinger Band. Let me give you a little error here. Hold on. This is the center Bollinger Band on the daily. All right, it's right here at 69K. This is a very key level. If you keep getting daily opens above 69K, stay bullish, because we're above the center Bollinger Band on the daily, and we're above key support levels on my charts. So again, very important level. You can see right down here, this is the MACD. I'm sorry, this is RSI on the daily. We're about to get a cross. Seems like every time we get a cross, we typically get a pump. Don't forget, we did cross that ring. which every time we cross that ring, we go higher. Now I know we've been going sideways, so people, they don't know which way this is going. And you know what? I don't either. And every time we cross one of these previous blue rings, we always get a pump. Right now we're going sideways. Everything looks bearish. For that reason, we probably will get a pump. But I just want to show you why, if we do push up, I don't think we're going to go that high, guys. I think that we're going to get topped out at a certain point and possibly come down. But I just know that this is the line to pay attention to. All right, so daily opens above, stay bullish. But if we get daily opens below 69K, guys, I think we're going much lower. But again, pay attention to the next daily candle open. If we get across on this RSI, typically when we get across on the RSI on the daily, we typically push up. So that's something to pay attention to. And let me go ahead and give you this next level above. All right, so this is your next strongest resistance level above on this is the D1 chart. And that is right at, let's just say tomorrow, that's around 70,600. The day after that, around 70,770. Take note, top Bollinger Band on the daily, a lot of confluence. We pushed up, that's ideal point to potentially open a short or take profit on your long from 69K. Let's move on. So this is the H1 chart, and you know I made a post about this in Discord as well. So nothing really happening. Just pay attention to the same levels I mentioned before. This was your resistance. You know, right? This you can see we just bounced every time we hit this line. You short, hit it, you short, hit it, you short, hit it, you short, and we're moving up this trend line. So this is your point too short. This is your point too long. And as I said, key support 69K. And you can see how this played out, guys. We came down. We got rejected right here. This line was our resistance, and this is now your support. So look, your key support, again, a lot of confluence. 69K has to hold. If that becomes resistance, I think we have a lot more downside. If we get above, let's say 69,900, that becomes support, we have a lot more upside. Next resistance on this chart is all the way up around 71,500. And this is where it gets interesting. All right, you notice right up here, this line. Every time we hit this line, we push above it a bit, and then we end up getting rejected. That's sitting up around 72,367. And again, the longer it takes, higher that price gets. But there's a lot of resistance up around this level. So let me go to some other charts. So this is, well, this is that blue ring. Now, again, as I said, every time we cross one of these blue rings, we always get a pump. Now, I did make a video. Again, like I said, at this point, I said the last video I put up, I said go long when we cross this ring. So had you longed at this point, that wasn't a bad long. That was from like 67,500 all the way up to 72K. And now we're just kind of going sideways. I'm going to show you the monthly chart as well. Again, everything is just pointing to more downside. But we crossed this ring, and there's not been one time we've crossed this ring and not pushed higher. So that's something we have to take into consideration. This is just another chart. I just want to point out the levels, guys. That's all I want to do. I just want to show you that a lot of these charts are in confluence. And if we go sideways, this is on the 2 hour, right? So obviously, you know, I'm showing you the daily. The other chart was a daily. So these are hourly candles here. So if we just kind of go sideways, right? If we just kind of go sideways and up, you know, 72,000, 72,500, 73,000, that is going to be a key level. This chart is showing this is a very important level. So if we hold support above this point, hey, we could go much higher. However, we could get rejected around 73K. This is another chart. This is, what's the name of this chart? This is the A1 chart. You can see how well price has been respecting these key lines right here. And this is the Bitstamp chart. So if we push up, look, another resistance level. Look, we hit it, got rejected here, right? Got rejected here, here, here. So if we pushed up, look, another target is 73,500, 73,600. Current support, look at that, right at 69K. That is a key level, and this chart is showing 68,700. If that becomes resistance, guys, we have some more downside. If we hold above this level, stay bullish, but pay attention to 73,500, 73,600 around that area, because all the charts are showing that's a lot of resistance. This is the O1 chart. This chart's been very accurate as well. This is Bitstamp also. You can see right here, this is, let's see, make this red. Red means short. That's 72,100. This is on the 4 hour. All right, so there's a little bit more time in these candles. So that's close to 72K. If we pushed above that, and the next resistance level I have is up around 78K. I'm not saying we can't go that high, but we need to pay attention to our key levels. You know, 72,000 to 73,000. There's a lot of resistance here. If we hold above that as support, yes, we can go much higher. I think if we hold above 72,000, 73,000, we're headed up to probably 78,000, maybe 80,000. That would be close to the top Bollinger Band on the weekly, and we'll cover that as well. Your key support level on this chart is showing around 66,344. Your next key support level below that, and again, once we get down to these levels, guys, I think that you need to be looking for short entries, because once you break 69K, I think that is the start of a lot more downside. This is just another chart showing why this is such an important level. All right, right up here, 72,800, so close to 73K. There is so much resistance up there, and that also means if we hold as support above this point, we can go much higher. The next key support below is around 62,683. Again, I haven't used these charts in a while. I just wanted to go through and look for some Confluence and just show you why there's such important levels. Again, this is another version of this is basically just a fib retracement, 72,800. So again, like I said, if we get above and hold above 72,800, 72,500, 73,000, that general area, get bullish for more upside. In the meantime, I think you should stay short from this point. That being said, again, and I've shown you this chart, every time we cross one of these blue rings, we always get a pump. All right, it happened. Let me see here. This ring right here, I don't want to go back further because I got a lot on this chart. But every time we cross these rings, we always get a pump. And we just crossed this ring. This is the second weekly candle open right here. So we need to give it time and see what happens. But we do have resistance levels just above us, and all of those levels are in Confluence, right? Right here is 71,256. And if we get wicks above, we always come back below. So the meat of the candle, if we get a wick above 73,000, the meat of the candle will come back below 71,141. If on the weekly, we get a weekly, the meat of the candle, we get an open above 71,141 up around 72,300. That's going to be bullish. Again, I'm just showing you there's a lot of resistance. And again, that's pretty much right where our previous high was, right here. So that is your main resistance level to pay attention to. As long as you're below that, every time we get around that area, I would go short. And this is the monthly. I'm going to go back and make sure you have your levels. But again, look at this. This is the MACD right here, right? Let me get an arrow so you can see what I'm talking about. You can see right here. Look, the MACD was overextended. I mean, this was back in what, 2018. You can see it was overextended, but it looks nothing like what it is right now. Notice this yellow line right here. Notice this point right here. This is where we peaked, and then see this red line is where we came down. Well, if you'll notice, this yellow line right here, right? You can see right here. Notice how overextended the moving averages are on the MACD, how high they were. We came down, we hit support, we pushed back up, we dropped at this red line, right? Same thing. And you can see how overextended. You can see this is called the VSH RSI Plus. You can see how see all this green right here shows how overextended it is, Well, you can see the same things happening right here. And if we just measure from here, so if we measure from this point to this point, all right, where we peaked, that was roughly 40 bars. This is on the monthly. Same thing. If you measure 40 days out, right, or 40 bars out, sorry, same thing. And I'm just showing you we are way overextended. That's what I'm saying. It looks like we could have a lot of downside. Just based on going by the charts, we're way overextended. You can see how high this is. We're at we're almost close to 10,000, where we were back here in 2021. All the signs are pointing to topping and coming down. And we know that our most key support level on this chart right here is down around 33,000. If we got one hell of a drop, that's the target to pay attention to. Again, I'm just giving you targets. I'm just showing you why it looks like we can have a lot of downside. So before I get into a video, let me just cover a few of these levels and make sure you have everything. A few of these charts I have on here twice. So again, pay attention to 69K. As long as we get daily opens above that point, stay long. Your next resistance level above is around 70,700. That's the top Bollinger Band on the daily, as I said before. We push up above that, and your next resistance level, again, this is around 74K, depends on when you hit it. If we push straight up, that's around 73,764. I would short the hell out of that if we got that high. I just don't see us going that much higher, just with the way the economy is. I'm not going to go into all of this about credit card debt and delinquencies, but I mean, repos, there's so much stuff showing that the economy is not doing well. Even though the stock market is putting in new all-time highs, the economy is suffering. And I'm just giving you the key targets, guys. So look, if you think we're going higher, and we did cross that blue ring, so it just by the blue ring itself, it does look like we could go much higher. I'm just giving you a key level to pay attention to. As long as we hold above 69K, all right? Get daily opens above that point. Stay bullish, all right? And if you want to stay bullish, you stay bullish as long as you want. I think I would just get out and keep taking my profit. If you're longing, take my profit around 72,000, 73,000. If you want to hold it, that's up to you. It seems risky to me. But I can tell you if you start getting daily opens below 69K, for below this line right here, below the center Bollinger Band on the daily, and I think we're headed down much lower. But do keep in mind we're probably going to get a daily cross soon on RSI, which is bullish, which could send us up 71,000, 72,000. This chart here, this is the H1 chart. Again, so key resistance above. Next point to shorts, 69,800, possibly 69,900, right? Get above that, hold a support. Next resistance up around 71,500. But again, I think once you got up from 72,500 to 73,000, that's where you're going to take profit and or at least have a stop below a certain point in case it drops back down. Again, this is that ring we crossed. This is the center. So let me give you these targets here. So this on the month, this is the weekly. Let's see here. So on the weekly, if we drop down to that ring is sitting right at 65,159. That would be a point too long, at least on the weekly. If you'll take note, this is a center Bollinger Band on the weekly. That's coming right up to this point here. Well, I can't get it right on there, but pretty much close to 64,000. All right, so that would be a point too long if we drop to scalp along anyways. But we've just gone sideways since we crossed this ring. I think the last time we crossed this ring, I think we went, not the last time, the time before last, it was like, what, 12 or 13 days? So we've crossed this ring and pretty much gone sideways for a while. So a direction, you're going to pick a direction soon enough. Keep in mind the FOMC is, what, tomorrow or the next day? So something's going to happen. We're going to get a big move soon. So either we're going to drop down to these key levels, and remember, once you break below 69K, I think it turns bearish, or we're going to push up. So we need to pay attention and just watch and see what happens. If we get above 72,500, 73,000, get bullish. In the meantime, I would short that point because all of the charts are showing that is resistance. Again, 73,600, that's going to be a point too short. 68,700 is a key support level. That's right around 69K. So if that starts becoming resistance, you know we have so much lower targets. Your next support level below that is going to be down around 63K. So again, that's close to 64K. And again, this 01 chart, 72,000. I would just pay attention to those targets, 72,000 and 73,000. Short that area. If you want to go long or stay long, that's up to you. I would, if we got above that point and held support, I might open along there with a stop below, and that would be bullish up to 78,000, possibly 80,000. But until that happens, guys, again, I would just pay attention to that level I pointed out. I have so many damn charts on the screen right now, but just looking at the monthly, guys, we are so overextended, and this was a perfect look. 40 bars from yellow line to yellow line, peak, 40 days, 40 bars out. You know, and that's, how far out is that? If we just go from here to here, that's roughly, what, 61 days? So I'm just trying to give you something to pay attention to. To me, it looks like we could have a lot of downside, but that does not mean we cannot get a few pumps just to take out people that are short, because I think a lot of people are short and expect the market to drop, which means, hey, maybe we will push up, and that's what that ring represents. You know, people are going to start thinking we're going to have some downside, and they short, and we get one more pump, we push it up, and then we drop. But the top Bollinger Band on the weekly is sitting up around, this is 78,800. Remember what I said before in that last video, 75,000 to 80,000 I thought potentially could be a top if we did push up. I would definitely take my profit and get the hell out at that point. But again, it looks bearish, but again, that's why this market's so damn confusing. We crossed this blue ring, we did get a pump, and we came right back down. We're just moving sideways. So can we still go higher? I don't know. We'll see. But for now, I would just pay attention to this level right here. Daily opens above 69K, stay bullish. Again, I gave you levels that you can short or take your profit. How long you stay in, it's a gamble. That's up to you. But I think once we get daily opens below 69K, I think it's time to start looking for short entries, because in my opinion, that would be bearish. As long as you're above 69K, that is bullish. Let's cover Nvidia real quick. This was a video I put up a while back about Nvidia, and you can see these red rings. Nvidia just recently had a split. And what's very interesting about these charts, if you've been following me for a while, you saw I was making predictions about Nvidia. And we moved up this red ring, we crossed it, we dropped. See, we moved up this red ring, we crossed it, we dropped. We had a little drop around this ring, but I just want to show you, how price is respecting these rings and these fib channels, right? This line right here was support. You see these rings and these fib channel lines were resistance. Well, we just got a split, all right? So all up here, all up in this area was where price was, right? Well, we recently got a split. But take note, even after that split, look how well price is still respecting. These same fib circles are already in place. Remember, price action was different before the split. But take note, every time we come up and test one of these rings and these resistance levels, right? We came up, tested these two blue ring, or the blue ring and the yellow ring got rejected. We hit it, we got rejected, right? It was support, got rejected. You can see this flipped as support, perfect support, pushed up. See how we rode up this as resistance, came down to support, moved right up this ring, got rejected. The blue ring got rejected. So I can just tell you, if you're looking for a short entry, all right, if you're looking to put Nvidia, probably stay long right now. But if you're looking for a good short entry or a point to buy some puts, I have to say 137 up to potentially 152. I think, let me make that red, guys, because on my charts, red means short. I would open puts right around 137. If we got up to 152, definitely enter there. Have your, if you're shorting, have your stop above that point. If we get above that point, get out of your shorts or your puts. But I do think this would be an ideal point to short Nvidia around that area. Your next support level, if we drop, if you want to chance some longs, give you a price label here. Obviously, you can see this is going to be you can see this, we're still expecting these red rings. But these are rings we've never interacted with because there was a split. So if we drop, the point you'd want to long, there's a previous high back here. You've got this fib channel line in this direction, you've got this ring in this direction. So 96 down to potentially 85 would be a great point to long. And make that green because green means long. So again, I would pay attention to those targets. If you're looking for a point to short, open some puts for Nvidia, 137 and 152. And if you're looking for points to go long, if we drop, that'd be around 96 to 85. Obviously, if you get below that, well, you want to hold your puts because we're going much lower. But I just thought it was interesting after the split. We were respecting these rings. And now that price split, we're still respecting these very same fib channels and very same fib circles that price had not interacted with until the split, and then you can see it's still respecting the chart, which I think is very interesting. Okay guys, that pretty much covers your targets. Again, pay attention, 69K. If we keep getting daily opens above, guys, and keep in mind we're going to get a bullish call soon. FOMC is coming up soon. Above 69K, guys, stay bullish. Once we get daily opens below that, I'm sorry, but it looks bearish, and I think we have a lot more downside. Again, guys, in leveraging 3 exchanges I use and trust are Bitget, BingX, and CoinCats. All 3 of those, if you want to sign up, links are pinned in the first comment and description. If you want to get access to these live charts and Discord, you can sign up. The link's pinned in the first comment description. It's opticalartcrypto.com. I do have tutorials teaching my charting method and stocks as well, like I just showed you in video. So if you want to take advantage of paying with USDT, you can, but you can email me through the website. And if you do sign up, make sure you email me through the website to get access to Discord. Guys, sorry this ran long. I just want to cover all these charts and explain why these levels are so important. So just remember that 73K is your key resistance level. Get above that, we're bullish up to maybe 78K, 80K. But if we start getting daily opens below 69K, guys, I think that we have a lot more downside. I say, guys, I'm out. Trade safe, trade smart.